course, without a doubt, Phantom. The games that the brain works through repetition. Human brain works through repetition. The games that we play the most are the ones that we remember the most, and the ones that we remember the most are generally the ones we have the most fond memories of 99% of the time. In that sense, uh, replayability is a crucial factor, I would say. It's an absolutely crucial factor. It's an absolutely crucial factor because the more you play it, the more that dopamine will be caused. That chemical process, that objective chemical process, will happen in the brain, and it will affect, as I said, the efficiency of the psychological sense of progression. The more efficient the psychological sense of progression it is, the more addictive the game will be. The more addictive it will be, the better you'll think the game is. In that sense, it's the process that objectively happens. When people say a game is addictive or not, what they are actually trying to say, without getting to the reason to why, is that all of that process happens. The degree of efficiency, in a psychological sense of progression, creating dopamine in the brain, and it either happens or doesn't happen, the chemical process. It's not a matter of I think it's good or bad. It happens or it doesn't happen. Objectively, in time and space, you either have those chemicals in your brain, the dopamine, because of the sense of progression of the game, because of how it worked with the it created a stimulus in your brain, or it didn't. It's objective. See that the way I review games is the opposite of gaming press, in that sense. Why is the key. Always ask yourselves why, people, in general, in life. That'll lead you to the ultimate causes as to precisely the reasons why things happen or not. The fate of the Jarl, 4 out of 6. We hear the Jarl is lost. We speak. A deceitful act lured the trustee of the key of the axe. The lying intruders were once companions in the battle against Frostclaw, but their beliefs made them thirsty for power. We speak. We saw the Jarl disappearing even deeper into the eternal watch, seeking abducted children. The deceitful disciples allowed him to pass. They were all clueless. We demand the destruction of Frostclaw's icy minions. Oh, they have demands, people. The statues have demands. Okay, what do you demand? Destroy the minion, destroy minion Frostclaw. Quest Guidance cannot find any more goals. Please re-enter the map. Oh, what the fuck? There isn't a respawn option. Okay. Let me turn in the other quests. Might as well do that. Might as well do that, people. So yes, what I could tell you as well is think about the reasons why League of Legends you perceive it as the best game of all time. Think about the reasons. It's a nice exercise because if you do that, you'll be able to understand yourself what you like, and because of that, you'll be able to find more other similar games that you may also like, and that will expand your horizon, for example, of available options. I have an offline MOBAs series, for example. I have an offline MOBA series, for example, just as an example. Dota 2. You can play Dota 2, Heroes of the Storm. There's a game that you have to play, which is called Blood Sports TV. That's without a doubt. Blood Sports TV, you have to play it. It's like a tower defense MOBA game, and it's absolutely brutal. I bet you'll love it. I bet you'll love it. It'll probably revolutionized the genre, in your opinion? Because I played it and it's quite good. It's absolutely amazing, and it's I think it's just $3 on Steam, something like that. Blood Sports TV, amazing, amazing game. It's like a MOBA, but it's also tower defense. So amazing. You found a scrap of a pact they made with Frostclaw. They had the power to free his captive soul, and as their reward, they were frozen by his icy breath, just like ordinary people would have been. I mean, the productions outside of the game itself are incredible. Both the music and the animated movie productions, yeah, of League of Legends, yeah. They put in a lot of money with the Arcane series and everything. They put a lot of money with the Arcane series and everything. Yeah. Indeed, indeed. Yeah. The production value, of course, yes, it's one of the most successful games of all time. You also have the competitions and everything. I did Citra. Sorry, people. I had a long week. 30 for the summer, and share it with the great ancestrals. Yes, indeed. That they were quite. If there's one thing we have to concede to them, is that they, what is usually called nowadays, they created a good universe for the franchise. In that sense, they nurtured the franchise like there's no tomorrow. In that sense, hearts made of ice. I don't know what I expected. They are not just ice, though, but I mean, imagine is limited. Whatever keeps those heart beating is beyond me. Speak to Skarnir, Truth Seeker. He's old and wise. Okay, we had another one to turn in. This one, no. This one. This one, no. It was this one. Okay, perfect. Then we can go back to that. No, yeah. That's another valid reason, the production value. I would say that, yeah. I focus more on the gameplay mechanics themselves, the abstract complexity, how much effort the developers had to put into creating the abstract complexity. But yeah, with the amount of champions that they did for that game, pretty much. But I can assure you one thing. I bet that if which ones were Counter-Strike Go, League of Legends, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I can, and well, of course, Drakensang. I can assure you that if you play other games more, if you try out new ones, I also told it to Patrick, and my view is more spherical, not just gameplay, but also the behind the scenes kind of. Totally valid, totally valid. That what they do, kind of like to nurture the franchise. You mean, and to keep it alive, in that sense. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of effort. What I can tell you is I can assure you that precisely what I suggest all of the time. Then no worries. If you play a lot of different games, you go around trying them. I told it to Patrick and Ambra the other day, to both of them. That if you play several games, you will be able to identify the elements that made one game that you played so great. And when you do that, you will be able to spot that maybe someone, maybe I'll just leave it as maybe someone created the idea before your game. That's the thing. It doesn't mean that it's better. For example, I think that Star Wars: New Republic surpassed World of Warcraft because of the combat system, even if it was a carbon copy at the beginning, but it incorporated single player RPG elements, for example. And And for example, I tried them in World of Warcraft. The hearts are enchanted in some way, well, an inkling animates them. I know I'd rather love some information. If you don't know of the ages eternal was, their eyes, there the eternal eyes keep vigil. They understand the ebb of and flow of various powers across time and space. Go to them and ask if they know about these ice minions. Perfect. We got the 3 quests. If you play it, for example, I will recommend. Did you play Diablo 2, for example? Phantom. Did you play Diablo 2? If you play Diablo, I don't know if the original version, the 2D version, not the resurrected. Nope. Well, if you play Diablo 2, the original version, you can find it anywhere online. You are not uh, damaging anyone for buying a 20-year-old game that was already remastered. If you find it, if you play Diablo 2, you will see that, for example, Drakensang Online, well, it inherited a lot of the elements that game created. And not only that one, it also affected Titan Quest, um, Torchlight, etc. I'm more of the basic kind of guy in the game and stuff. No, but that's the point. You start basic and then you go complex. You can. You can. But if you do, you will see that you'll be able to identify what elements are copied then in more modern games and which ones are not, for example. Or, I don't know, just appreciating the subtle differences. For example, another game I can also recommend you is the London 2038, which is a mod of Hellgate London, and that one pretty much is the predecessor of Borderlands, which is a first person. It's like Diablo in first person, Borderlands, and that one can be in first person or third person. Hellgate London, London 2038, yes, for example, and well, in my case, Star Wars: The Old Republic was like World. Even though I experienced it generally happens like that. You experience the more modern version of it first. But I would recommend you to play Diablo 2 with the Median XL mod that modernizes it a bit. But it's still at its core, the classic. If you play Diablo 2, you will be able to, you will see the father of the genre, the one that created the genre. For example, Diablo 2, I would never be able to say that Drakensang Online or, I don't know, Titan Quest or Torchlight, that they are better. Titan Quest has something going on for it, because it's the one that fixed 3D isometric action RPG, but still, I would never say that those are better than Diablo 2, because Diablo 2 and Diablo 1 precisely, created real-time combat as a whole in isometric action RPG games as a whole, because even Ultima Online is not 100% in real time, because it has some kind of internal turn-based system that you don't perceive that much, but it's still like that. For example, Diablo 1 for the West, so influential. Besides, we also have to take into account the influence. Diablo 1, David Brevik, the creator of it, one of the creators, how he created real time. Well, before Diablo 1, Baldur's Gate 1, 2, all of them just followed the tabletop Dungeons and Dragons with real time with pause. But internally, those games that in which you kind of like have internal rounds that you don't see, but internally every 2 seconds is one turn. What David Brevik did was turn the clock of those internal turns down to 0. He just turned that clock to zero. The clock still existed inside of Diablo 1, but it was turned to zero. And because of that, in the context of the genre, it's more influential than Diablo 3 or Drakensang Online or everything. You can reach those conclusions. My time is very limited at the moment, but unfortunately, to start a new game from scratch. Matter of fact, right now, I'm aware. Oh no, sorry, Phantom, I'm here. I am talking about all of this stuff. No. Thank you for dropping by the stream even for a second. No. No. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I know that besides there, uh, for all of your European viewers, and it's 5-6 hours on top of it. No worries, and thank you for visiting. You, Flying Energy, Stay Strict, Patrick, all of you, 100%. Yeah, pretty much. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. No worries. Thank you for visiting. If you, what I can tell you is that if you have to pick one working night shift this week, 2:22 a.m. here in Greece. Oh well, see, that's rapid. Absolutely brutal. Well, it's an honor. It's a personal honor that in your free time, in a night shift, you have me to make you some company. It's an honor that you choose me for that. An absolute honor. You and the rest of no, here we'll choose the spirit guard. There we go. Choose a spirit guard there. I know I should save those ones for bosses, because bosses is kind of like confined moment. No, here it's almost 9 p.m. Close to 9 p.m. No, 8 something p.m. Yeah, 8:17 should be p.m. Yeah. No, well, an absolute honor that even that whenever people listen to me even for a single second when they are working on those things, it warms my heart in that sense, because it's double the effort in that sense, exponentially a lot while they are working, or because of the time zone difference. That sense. So yeah, pretty much. Yeah, but as I was mentioning, when you explore a lot of games, people in general, just in case you are at work and those things and you have to go. In general, people, what I generally recommend it to everyone, always to everyone, is that whenever you have free time, such as explore everything in the genre. Well, not everything. At least try to play the classics, the ones that you know that define the genre. For example, I wanted to play Baldur's Gate and Diablo 2. Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 and Diablo 2. I wanted to play them 100% because I knew that if I played those, then I could establish comparisons with pretty much the classics of the genre or World of Warcraft. I played Star Wars: The Republic first because I didn't know about World of Warcraft, but then I created my own offline server in my free time. I had to go to law school, but in my free time, and even then, in that sense, in my free time, whenever I had free time, I would investigate to get my offline World of Warcraft server for me to discover what was it that I had loved so much about Star Wars: The Republic. And I'm not saying to. In that case, it was a very specific genre, like like MMORPG, so I had to create that offline. My own reverse engineered server because I wanted to explore the raids kind of like solo on my own, taking my time, and you cannot do that if you're in a group. But for the rest of the genres, it's much easier when it's not an online game. And in that sense, I would suggest, as I've said, anyone who liked Drakensang Online, Diablo 2 Media and Excel, and and Titan Quest. And Titan Quest. If you don't like something that you have to mod or so old, get Titan Quest. I will showcase it, and you'll see that the skill tree of Drakensang Online. In case you don't know, people, we talked about this last time. Is that of Titan Quest with some modifications. Is that of Titan Quest? It's pretty much the exact same. The exact same. The only difference is that you don't have to reach specific levels. You don't have to invest points on a general experience bar to unlock specific talents in that sense. So yeah. Mm. Uh, then we have to talk about the Greek philosophers. You know, people that Greece is the it was the place of the birth of Western philosophy. Then we Italian Romans inherited everything. The old phrase is that Greece was the spirit and Rome was the body that carried the spirit. In that sense of Western civilization, is always fascinating. Is what I precisely had to study. Brilliant minds, the greatest, the most amazing contribution of ancient Greece to humanity was precisely the discovery of logic itself and consciousness in a lot of cases. A lot of people would argue that it was Egypt before an ancient civilizations, but truly for the West, the one that unified consciousness with logic was precisely the birth of Western culture in Greece with Socrates, indeed. Not bad for such a small country, huh? No, 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 at all. Phantom, it was like the most important contribution to humanity. Otherwise, we would be the same as Eastern civilizations like China, I don't know, or oh, Egypt, or I don't know, Eastern cultures in general. In that sense, thanks to Greece and then Rome, then my Italian ancestors. I don't know if I told you, if I told I'm also technically I live in Argentina, but I am European. I am Italian. I have citizenship because of the blood rights of the jus sanguinis, of the blood rights is the translation, basically. Yeah, I remember you from Argentina. Yeah, but also Italian. Yeah, I have both citizenships, dual. Yeah, know about Italian. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I vote in European elections. And I'm a citizen. It's not that I am an immigrant or anything. No, I am citizen. I'm inscribed in Lombardy, northernmost Italy. Hope you're not from Napoli. No, Lombardy, Lombardy. Um, Comune di Mela. It was a precise city. Monza and Brianza is the commune. I think Lombardy. North, Western. Why Napoli? A lot of Argentines are from there, though. There because that's where our crazy football players went to. In a lot of cases, the most famous football players went there. Yeah, no. On the other side, it's Lombardy. I'm technically, it's because of the blood. Depending on where your ancestors were from, you have the blood and they inscribe you there. I supposedly have Lombard blood in that sense. So they you have to tell them exactly the place. So you tell them there, and they inscribe you locally there that you are, in my case, Lombard. In that sense, supposedly the blood was classified like that. It's not. It wasn't me. It's the process. In that sense, you have to tell them where your ancestor was, and they do. They do all of the descriptions. I'm technically my legal residence is there. So yeah, I can go there and stay indefinitely. I am citizen. I don't. I'm not an immigrant. This might sound bad, but I don't really like Napolitanos. Had many bad encounters last year when I was working summer job in Mykonos, yeah, Greece. Well, yeah, they are quite passionate. Generally, people of Italian blood are quite hot-tempered and everything in a lot of cases. But of course, not everyone is the same. No, 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 no worries, no worries, no, 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 no worries, no worries. No, no. Besides, generally I don't know if it's the pasta that affects our brain, but yeah, it is true. You're not the first one to tell me that we are sometimes hot tempered. It's not my case at all, but yeah, um, but yeah. They're generally hot tempered. You know why Mario Bros is called like that, right? It's related to that. My grandpa was called Mario, precisely. We hear the Jarl is lost. We speak. The one who carries the key of the axe tried to set the children free. He sought to send the deceitful disciples into battle before they betrayed themselves. Our warnings went ignored. You know, we speak. The Jarl fell at the hands of the disciples of the Dark Mama. His key opened the entrance to Jaggermore and allowed Frostclaw's icy breath to escape. The key must find a new and worthy bearer. No, no, the you know what it's called? Mario Bros. Originally, people. The original name was Jumpman, but then precisely a guy called Mario, in a meeting over at the Nintendo offices, he he had an urgent message, something like that. Something had gone wrong. One of the developers, and and basically because of that, and basically because of that, the the guy just rushed and broke into a meeting where Miyamoto and the directors of Nintendo were, and he interrupted. He broke in, shouting and shouting and shouting to fix a bug in the code or something like that, and it got fixed. I was working as and precisely that's where he got the name of Mario because of the spirit of that Italian of the plumber. I think it was the plumber even. I was working as security in a nightclub with 7k people packed, and every day we had to deal with fights, and 98% of the time was from Napolitans. Napolitanos. Oh, Napolitans. Yeah, no, don't worry. Yeah. It's because of the football culture, man. Because of the football culture. They take football um, quite, um, uh, seriously. So no, I trust you. No offense taken, no, not at all. Yeah. It's because of the football. It's my theory, Phantom. Yeah. 7k people packed 7,000 for anyone watching this over at YouTube. And every day we had to deal with oh no. I'm Lombard in that sense. Lombard. They I think it's because of the football culture that we have. So not my case. I don't like football, but it's because of that. It's kind of like that hooligan culture that I think it's a bit translated. I don't know if you would say that, but I think it's a bit translated to everyday's life, to their everyday's life in a lot of cases. And well, yeah, 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 yeah. It can be. It can be. Yeah. I trust you there. They can be quite hot tempered in that sense. Yeah. In that sense, that's why I admire the the United Kingdom in a lot of cases because of how disciplined the culture is in comparison. Like in a lot of cases, it's quite organized. In that sense, they were stealing a lot as well, bro. I don't know. No worry, no worry, no worry. No worries. There's bad people and good people from every nationality. without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I think it has to do with football hooligan culture. But well, which big, they are like extremely fanatic about those things, about football, and they translate it to everyday life. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much, pretty much. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. In that sense, yeah. We speak the vision of the dark man's disciples have summoned the spirit of Loki in the realm and the power of the Mother is combined to the enchantment that animates these creatures made of ice. We ask, do you wish to prevent an eternal winter from destroying all life here? Then rob these icy creatures of their essence. The element that gives them life comes removed. So they were still in love as well. uh, oh well, I guess as Italian I have to say sorry for my compatriots. Oh well, I will pretty much. Different province, that's for not province, different commune, that's for sure. Provinces we use here in Argentina. Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. Yeah, y- so no, I don't say it about you. No, 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 no. I know. Just in case. I know. Just in case. No, no, no. I know. Don't worry, Phantom. No, no, no. I know, and I know they can be hot tempered. I know they can be hot tempered. Is the I guess the Roman genetics at the end of the day. I guess it can happen with other cultures as well. I don't think it's exclusively Italian Roman genetics, but yeah, generally it's a trope. Oh, yeah. As I said, I deeply admire the UK. In my case, I'm quite the Anglophile in a lot of cases because all in all, with mistakes and uh, and the correct things they might have done throughout history, they did bring civilization to a lot of places that would otherwise be quite savage in that sense. Uh, or they were up to that very point. Hey, we got a boss here. Leader, little girl. Okay. In that sense, all in all, with mistakes and the right things they did, I would say, all in all, Roman Empire, and then might be the give me a sec. It might be the Myconian era, because when you went to Italy 2 years ago, they were pretty chill, except one time. Well, I don't know. I need to visit the old continent eventually. I need to visit there, Europe. But if I do, my dream, of course, my personal dream is I like either Ireland or the UK in that sense. But I also need to go to Italy. Not right now. Right now, I'm quite afraid of all of the conflicts that I see over there. Uh, I'm quite afraid of the crazy Russian attack in that sense. So and well, and also the potential terrorist attacks in that sense. I am quite careful with those things, so I wouldn't move right now. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Whenever the situation will improve, I hope for the best. I hope for the best. And for the after all, as I said, always Europe is the origin of all Western civilization. I I, I suffer a lot when I see that there's a terrorist attack or whatever because of the indiscriminate migration or whatever. That's absolutely absolutely hope it gets fixed in that sense. Uh, in places like Germany, like I don't know, France, when I see that there's trouble with the indiscriminate migration or whatever, it's painful for me. You should come in Mykonos, Lomao. If you come, I will show you around. You pay nothing. No, no. As I said, I'm right now afraid of crazy. Aren't you afraid? I should ask this to the rest as well because half of my audience is from Europe, district from Romania, Flying Energies is in Germany, um, and then from the US. I should ask you if you aren't afraid of Putin's missiles or those crazy stuff because uh, uh, the only fact of being in range it would make me unwary. I would build a bunker over at my basement. In that sense, aren't you afraid of those things? Like goes all crazy and starts launching the putrid missiles like a psycho. In that sense, I would be afraid of that. Or, or Patrick from Hungary, all those. I would be extremely afraid in that sense. Maybe I'm a chicken, but yeah, pretty much nothing you can do against a missile. Putin has different words, bro. He ain't bombing Europe. I I hope your words become reality 100%. I hope so. I just hope so. I just hope so. And as I said, I'm not precisely liberal, but yeah, I think I'm afraid of that he starts after. I don't think he'll get through Ukraine at all. I don't think so. But not even because of a direct thing, but because of a mistake that he sends one missile to one place and then you have the terrible luck that it drops on top of your head. In that sense, I don't know. I would, I don't know, escape to Portugal or some shit like that, or to Iceland if I were there. Probably, I don't know. I know that I say you'll tell me, well, no, but you cannot just drop everything and change your life completely and then find a stable job somewhere else. No, no, no. I get it. That's precisely the difficulty and etc. I want to go to Portugal too. Yeah, no, I don't know anything that is a corner. I would say I don't know, but at least until everything gets a bit more. I would go to Madeira. We need to learn Spanish. You know that we Spanish speakers can understand Portuguese partially, and the same goes for Italian. The Italians can understand Spanish, and Spanish can understand Italian more or less. More or less, they are shared. So yeah, always. That's why I wish the best. That what you say is true. That there are no missed shots and those and his craziness propagates to the rest of them. It is also true that the current that I don't agree with the current administration of the European Union. I think it should be much. It could be much better. Oh well, in that sense, I don't like how the People's Party has managed the situation in a lot of cases. The terrorist attacks, I think they are perfect proof of that indiscriminate migration like that was a mistake. But oh well. Nowadays you cannot say that, otherwise you are called a racist or whatever. But I can just tell you this, people. I spent 2 years, and I had the right, huh? My father had the Italian citizenship, so it's kind of like in the constitution. And my grandparent and my great grandparent, they all it was all perfectly documented and everything. And even so, I had to wait 2 years, and I know cases of people who wait even 10 years to legally get the citizenship because I would recommend you to say the word terrorist in here. Just say I wouldn't say just saying well you cannot say in Twitch. You also get banned for it. How do you call them? Well, we can invent some term. Friendly. I don't know. unfriendly, unfriendly visitors, unfriendly visitors. You got troubles because of that one, or you can get banned. Unfriendly visitors. They have stabbed a German police officer on the street. After all, how do you call that? That's 101 unfriendly visitors act, like I was mentioning. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Phantom. Yeah, we have to be like that because it's crazy. No, what I was mentioning, I went through the not unfriendly visitors like that, just normal migrants. Um, in that sense, immigrants. As I say, in that sense, I know of people who had the right. They had Italian blood, and basically they spent 10 years. In my case, it was two. I was extremely lucky, but because I was the most organized possible, I was like perfectly organized in that sense with documents, and everything was documented where and everything. And it still took me 2 years of paperwork, and then I had to go to the embassy, and I had to, for example, leave my cell phone at the entrance. There were armed guards and everything because you are technically in Italian territory. And why is it that I had to go through an infernal paperwork and say and proving that everything was correct and everything, and the person just drops there, and in 6 months uh, he gets to remain without doing any kind of work. It's simply not fair in that sense. With any country, yeah, within any country, regardless of the system, it can be either the right of the territory or the blood. In my case, it was the blood. That, in that sense, it's just not fair for those of you. It's like skipping a queue. Skipping a queue. Would you skip a queue physically in at any shop? Would you do that? No, it's wrong. This is the same. This is the same. Why is why are all of that in why is all of that indiscriminate migration not going through the most basic controls? And then those of us who, for example, had the right and we don't even live there, so the only thing that you could think that I affect is voting, which I will because it's my right. Uh, why is it that those who go through the legal process of properly getting citizenship take between 2, 5, 10 years? It's just not fair. It's like skipping a queue, for example, in that sense. Yeah, pretty much. Deceitful slain, a man of such a grand noble death. I hope we can recover his spirit within the mercy deserves. So yeah, even if it's politically incorrect, I'll say it's just not fair. Oh, I know the infernal paperwork I went through. Trust me, you have no idea. You don't even begin to imagine the paperwork, the paperwork I went through to do it properly, legally. You have no idea. You have no idea. The same goes for my father, and well, in the case of my grandpa, he lived there before World War II, and he had to came here. He had to come here. So it's actually another mentioning here. Take this file. So in that case, it was just third generation, so he didn't have a problem. He didn't have that thing. He was escaping from the war. The zone of Lombardy was kind of like a hot spot. Thanks and praise to you, you did well. This help was integral as well. Now that we have this file and know where the ice creatures came from, we finally have to destroy them. The ancestors are using the wisdom to show us the way. The Eternal Eyes told us the ice creatures stem from powers happening in Eternal. Watch go there. Seek the sources of this power and destroy them with all in secret. I destroyed it. Okay, perfect. Oh, so we can... Censorship has gotten to a point where we shouldn't say... Even as a third generation immigrant, you have trouble with paperwork? Yeah. Of course. Yes. If you want, Phantom, if you want to do it legally, yeah. That's correct. No, you have no idea. Yeah. You have to do it. You have to do it if you want to do it legally. Yes, yes, yes. Not. It's even worse than that. The sites of the at least the Italian consulate, the sites are all from the 90s. The web page is all from the 90s, and all of the turns, all of the appointments that you can take are generally all taken, and there have been, it reached a point, I got it at the worst point, but after it, because they don't give appointments, just so you see why I mentioned that about the migrants. You don't even get an appointment. It took me 6 months of continuous trying every day at 7 p.m. Sorry, be right back. Something happened. No worries, no worries, no worries. Then I can tell you a story. No worries. Then I can tell you a story. No worries, no worries. Okay, people. It's because of the level of the dungeon. It's because of the level of the dungeon. It blocks you from entering when you don't have the level to enter the dungeon. It has to be with the level of the dungeon. It has to do with the level of the dungeon, people. What? Weren't we done with this? Destroy sources of Northeast Harbor. Let's go. Should be over here. Yeah, well. Yeah, let's do this one. Let's train a bit. I bet the boss will be tough. Source of power. Those things. Perfect. It shouldn't be a problem. So we have to get those orbs there. We have to get those machines there. There are like 3 zones. When you're trying a bit, people, I bet the boss in this zone is quite brutal. It's quite brutal. Quite brutal. We better be ready for it. We'll need to be ready for it, people. We need to be ready for it. I bet that some of the fire talents of the skill tree should be able to beat. I better prepare my fire attacks. Huh. There we go. 2 out of 2. Nice. Hmm. So well, as a wrap up for the analysis, people, just so you have an idea, basically, in the case of Drakensang Online, the elemental system is pretty much a standard. If I find any other element, it has a pretty good reward punishment system, but I want to pay attention to that extra element, to the min-maxing as a paradigm of that system. Throughout the course of the next days, we will uh, we will pay attention to that to see how they manage that that specific phenomenon, so you just don't have the flat complexity of just dealing with group request. Hercule Warrior 22 wants to join your group. Unless any of you is Hercule, unless any of you is Hercule, uh, then I will. You can tell me on the chat. Unless any of you is Hercule 22, I don't accept that those random invitations unless, well, I've also been sent kind of like group. We're back. Ah, okay, okay. Everything all right. Everything all right. Anton, everything all right. Someone's dog escaped and was roaming free throughout the place. Okay, so I was mentioning the paperwork. I was mentioning to you that yeah, if you want to do it legally, the paperwork was brutal. I had to perfectly say where my grandpa was. Nah, 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 all good. Ah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Glad to hear that. I had to say in terms of the paperwork that I was commenting. Where is that? No, no, where, no. The the paperwork I had to say specifically where my grandpa was before he had to escape because of World War II. I had to say that. I had to kind of like justify exactly where he was, and after that, it can take 10 years. Huh? It can take 10 years easily. In my case, that part of the paperwork had already been done by my father, so by my dad, basically. So because he got the citizenship first, so he had to do first that it's called the reconstruction of the family branch. They have to reconstruct the family branch in the commune, in the specific commune in which your ancestor was before World War II forced the person to escape, or otherwise he would die a painful death, basically. That's it, or just ravage his home and everything. So basically, that's the idea. First, you have to. I didn't have to do this because, as I said, it had already been done. But normally, yes, you have to first do the reconstruction of the family branch tree there, and then that can take 5 years easily. Because the documents have to go to Italy, then return, then return, then return, and they have to create all of the family branch tree, all of the family tree, and your branch in it, and etc. Okay, once you do that, you can only start the process that I started immediately because I already had the whole branch tree inscribed because of the previous process of my dad's and my dad's process, and because of that, I just had to update the family tree. there where it is inscribed in Lombardy in that sense. So even so, it took me easily a year and a half, 2 years, and it's the final part of the process because the sites are all from the 90s. They get broken on purpose at 7 p.m. precisely, and you have some few seconds to get the turn because everything is broken. No one replies to you. So yeah, pretty much those of us who have the constitutional right because of a war that we didn't have anything to do with, and our ancestors were had to escape or either they will get killed. We have to do all of the legal process that takes a lot of years, while the illegal, unfriendly people just getting there, and Daddy State says, no problem, you're all amazing. So yeah, as you can see why it's unfair. You can see why it may be considered unfair in that sense, from my perspective at least. So yeah, every day at 7 p.m. you had to try and try and try for 6 months. I tried every night at 7 p.m. 6 months, until in one miraculous day I could get an appointment. Because you also get, there's another, then there's the mafios aspect of it, people. There are lawyer firms, there are lawyer firms that just get all of the appointments and then resell you the possibility of doing the process for $1,000, something like that. I was about to pay the $1,000 before miraculously my appointment worked. Nowadays, the situation got so out of hand. It got so out of hand that at some point they that at some point some law firms initiated uh, trials over at Italy for the embassy. So they are now. I hope, I don't know. I hope the process has improved a bit. But when I did it some 4 years ago, it is like I'm describing to you. It was brutal. I had to feel then. Then after you get the appointment, it's not that easy. Then you have to feel and feel and feel a lot of paperwork constantly, and then miraculously, well, one day get your um, you get your appointment, and you finally can go there, and then from that point onwards, 60 days, the papers go to Italy, and when they return, you are officially citizen. Pretty much, that's the process. Of course, you don't have to. You have to specify your professions. I had to specify that I was English teacher, lawyer, software developer, and of course no criminal record. Of course, of course no criminal record over at your own home country. Of course, and also your ancestor um, had to originally not decline the original citizenship from the origin country. At least for Italy, it's all of that. It's like that. So as you can see, it's a lot of controls that there are a lot of controls that ensure that basically the person is not a fucking criminal. So as you can see, I don't know how many of all of these things are being taken into account for all of the people that are migrating to Europe nowadays. So that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing. So yeah, I can tell you my experience. All of those things, as I said. So yeah, pretty much. Because consider this, people. Remember that in the EU, in the European Union, if you get the citizenship of one member state, you can pretty much roam free all across the Union. It's highly dangerous what they are doing, as far as I can tell you. It's quite dangerous. Imagine any of the, what is it, 27 members we are. It's pretty much a lot. I can really relate to you about migration, even if I told you that I understand. No worry, no worry, no worry. No worry, no worry, no worry, no worry, no worries at all. It's just that I went through a brutal process. Oh well, mine was painful. It was a painful process. No worries, Phantom. No worries, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries, no worries. But what's annoying to me is that they don't treat people equally. No, that's the case. For all that arrive legally and everything, yes, I mean the ones that don't behave. For example, if the person has a criminal record, I would, for example, is, I personally wouldn't let it and wouldn't let the person enter. But yeah, I can tell. Yeah, no worries, no worries. No. Yeah. In my case, I had to go through a brutal paperwork. So yeah. No worries, no worries, and thank you for being able to at least listen to something different and not calling me a racist or something like that. In that sense, nowadays people don't even listen, and that's it. Yeah. Oh, no worries, no worries. I just you can see that at least I just at the end of the day don't want the European Union as a whole to be unsafe. With Turkey controversy here in Greece, immigration is a big deal. With the Turkey controversy, I don't know about that one. I don't know. It's your frontier, pretty much. But I don't know. If you have no problem with them, no, no problem at all. No problem at all. I just, as you can see, at least that no, bro, I enjoy these talks. Yeah, more than the game itself. Don't worry about it. No, it's the case. I also don't like the stream being kind of like a shallow without those. So I love chatting with any of you about all of these things. Uh, Even if we think completely the opposite. I had the only cases I had problems with were two um, Polish viewers that they just couldn't stand. I was against public prostitution. Didn't even have to do with migration. I was against public prostitution, and they just can't. They just couldn't get through it. They could no. And if you have any different opinion, no worries at all. No worries at all. No worries at all. I never banned the person because of having opposite opinions, and most of the people have been like that. No, the thing is that at least you can see that at the end of the day, my intention, let's say, my my intention, yeah, my will is that Europe, for it to not be an unsafe place to be safe. Then whatever causes it, if they integrate correctly, no problem. But it's it's in that sense. Like I want it to be safe. Also, why my the project quest guidance is complete. Okay, we only have the boss. Let me turn in the quests. Let me turn in the quests, and then no. Well, that's what I love the most about the streams. That regardless of the game that I'm playing, because I do variety. Uh, all right. Anyways, I cannot go there. That even if I do variety, that is at least meaningful to anyone watching. In that sense, that is meaningful to anyone watching. I don't know what's the controversy in you have your eastern frontier is with Turkey. Turkey, for those of you who don't know, is the old Eastern Roman Empire that then was taken, basically. I don't know. You had problems with migration. I don't know. Honestly, that one. Is it the same as generally what I could see on TV about you, what I could watch on TV about Europe? I don't know, but I don't know. that in Greece is a big deal with the Turkey controversy. No, I didn't know about that one. No, no, no. You had migration. You had Eastern migration, probably. I don't know. That I can imagine. It was in the social future. It was unleashed over there. Okay, that one is done. No more main quest there. No more main quests there. What about this one? Same. It's the same guy. I think it's the same guy, people. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. Any topic we can discuss. In that sense, I love it. I like freedom of expression for everyone who enters my stream. In that sense. This one. We have to go back to the main one. No, no, no. That's it. Uh, in that sense, the Roman Empire had, and the same goes for the US. Definitely, I'm not against migration itself because it's what made empires great, in a lot of cases, without a doubt. But you need to be prepared for it. Is all that I say. You need to be prepared for it. You need to be prepared. For example, a modern example is that Canada needed migration. For example, modernly, as a modern example, it was not populated enough. Basically, they needed more workforce. They needed migration, but they didn't accommodate. They didn't accommodate the real estate industry of that country for the new population that they had after the migration. So because of that, now you have a lot of people, sadly, um, having issues even with their jobs to find uh, places to rent. So that's what I mean. The country needs to be prepared for it. It's not something that you can just simply. I think it's reckless to open the borders and let everyone come in. And then, of course, legal migration. Perfectly fine, people, as I've said. The Charlie said, and here's your movie open. Merciful answer, thank you for your reason. And not delay, so when the proof have been released. Sold in secrets? Enlightening. It seems they wished to call for aid from Durian. They may have extracted some information from Grimmack, which they had failed to do with Sigrismar Froskel. They seek the heart of the world. The heart of the world holds no less importance to our race in the Alliance as the ancestral stones do us. I have made the acquaintance of a great hunter who is allied with the Aldred, son of Harold. Go, tell him what you know. Okay. Okay, so over there. I'm just doing the main quest, people, huh? District told me that they don't give a lot of experience the other side quests, so I'm not doing that, man. Well, the thing is, the thing about the migration. Now I'll get it with the Turkey and Greece frontier. Now I'll read it. Yeah, now I'll read it. Well, the thing is, Turkey is that they get the money from migrants, and they do a promise, then to take them with the boats to a specific country. But they overload them with damaged boats, so when they are in the Aegean Sea, precisely the one that connects there, they drown them, and the boat submerges, and they say that Greece was responsible for the event that they killed them. Yeah, that happens in Africa as well. That happens in Africa with Italy and Spain, basically. Phantom. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. It's the same. What I would ask in that sense is what causes a man or a person in general to be so desperate as to risk that rather than staying at the original country. Because this is pretty much my argument. What causes that? Why is it that, let's take it to, for example, the example of the Americas. And they do that about a lot. And they do that a lot daily. We see daily bodies in the beaches, man. Yeah, in Italy it also happens. It happens, but not from Turkey, but from Africa. and in Spain as well. Is absolutely, that's absolutely tragic. Yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt, without a doubt. Yes, but I would go a bit more ahead. What causes a man or a family as a whole to be so desperate as to risk that? And there are little kids there, of course, the whole family. I know that they can whole family. What causes a man or a whole family to risk that tragic ending? What causes that to be more of a luring an of a better idea than staying at the original country? What causes that? Because then otherwise we just stay in. All right, one blames Turkey, blames Greece, and the other one war, financial problems. Well, that's the thing. What causes that? And precisely terrible situations like those. Precisely, they don't. What, I finished all of the quests. Those situations, those terribly tough situations, don't happen out of nowhere. Uh, there are systems that generally provoke those situations. That's what I would say. There are systems that provoke those situations. Uh, I can tell you our case in Argentina, for example. In Argentina, um, there was a point in the previous 12 years in which that's why I, that's why maybe I'm perhaps so economically conservative in that sense now. In the previous 12 years, uh, they were we were in a point quite similar to the current dialectic, the current discourse of the People's Party of the European Union. Quite 100% the same. The state would spend more money in social assistance. We didn't have migration like to local population. Social assistance um, to everyone. They would give social assistance. For example, electricity was the bill was $10. I don't know, something crazy like that. Like that. You wouldn't even pay electricity, crazy things like that. But then also social assistance. You would get a pension without working for 30 years, like most pension systems in the world. You'll see. When the state spends more money than what the taxpayers can give it, if you do it once, alright, there's a particular situation, what are you gonna do? Let's help those poor souls. I completely agree. One time, twice, three. But if you do it every month, you have a deficit, you have a default negative proportion of the intake. Bro, here in Greece you pay $160 of electricity. Imagine the most sunny country in Europe. Well, for example, nowadays paying for electricity that's like third world. Exactly. That's third world. Indeed, the situation we had. Um, Now we pay more than that. But there was a point. In which um, we got 12 years uh, of constantly the state spending more than what the taxpayers could give it. When sadly the population doesn't understand that, there's only one consequence, and that's inflation. But then it turns into hyperinflation, and uh, and it basically got out of hand. It got to almost 1700%, and then, well, our current president, that is, he's what nowadays is called far right, a mini Trump. The reality of the situation is that it was needed, because otherwise the state was on the verge of financially collapsing. Because I agree, the social assistance for those that are unfortunate enough to need it. It has to exist for those that need it, and etc. But if you do it continuously throughout 12 years, like it was our case, then something was wrong, because those people didn't find a job then. They stayed perpetually in social assistance for 12 years, constantly, and that created such a huge lack of money that you had during the day your money was worth 100, and at on the very same day at night $100 would turn into $1, like that. That is precisely third word what I mentioned. Because of this that I'm mentioning, uh, not understanding that indiscriminate social assistance perpetually throughout time ends up damaging the very same unfortunate lower class population, because then it causes inflation, and inflation is called the silent tax for a reason. The prices get so distorted that then, even if you give them, we reached a point, we reached a boiling point at in the end last year, not last year, 2 years ago, that even if you gave all of the social assistance to lower classes, the inflation was higher than the amount they were receiving from the state to compensate, to be helped. You see the problem? It's quite difficult to imagine if you don't experience it, people. But I can predict you that if the European Union as a whole insists on giving indiscriminate social assistance to an indiscriminately increasing population because of migration or whatever, it will reach a point in which the states won't be able to contain the inflation. And then, even if you give the social assistance, which, as I said, perfect, it will reach a point in which the inflation will consume the value of the money the state is giving them. Quite complex topics, but trust me that, well, I suffered it firsthand. I can tell you that the only end result, because here they said the same, everyone has social assistance, we all eat perfectly and everything, and look at this, electricity bill $10. Uh, then you paid dearly. Right? Then you paid dearly. If you do it continuously throughout time, one time, all right, there was I don't know, a worldwide emergency, like I don't know, the pandemic and etc. Um, yes, social assistance, no problem, once. But if you continuously create a negative, if you continuously spend more money than what the total that your taxpayers can give you, if it's continuous, it only ends up in inflation. Is the game getting boring? No, District, why you say that? You always assume that I get bored with the game. No, why, no. I am lost. The main quest, I think I have to level up once to get access to the lair of the dungeon. No, District, why? No, it's not getting boring. In fact, I was telling about the defects and the virtues of the game last time. You need level. I think I am locked out of the final dungeon, but I could enter. I just don't know where to get. I don't see the main quest over at the camp district. I don't see the main quest. I'll show you. I think I don't see the main, and it doesn't explain you why. That's why I get confused. Like I did all of the yellow ones, which are the main quests, right? District, the yellow ones. I did them all. Maybe this one. No, you can see here. I did them all, and I have already located the dungeon of the boss, but I don't get the quest associated to it. If I just level up, it should be alright, I think. It happened to me previously. I don't know. If I can get it at my level, I'm performing quite well. It's just that it's like I don't know where to find the main quest. Maybe the other settlement. I'm looking for it. Like I've already cleared the whole area. I don't know how was for it for how it was for you when you played the main quest. Like the the main quests disappear. Like I also finished this one here, and it turned into a daily quest. I think I'm being capped by my level, the frequency at which the main quest appears. So I'm trying to explore the zones, leveling, and trying to find it. If you need level, I can help fast, like 5 minutes. Should be enough for you to level 35. Yeah, I would like to test the theory. I would like to test the theory. By the way, anyone here is Hercule 22? Because I got a their group invite or some shit like that and I declined it. In case it's any of you, Hercule 22, you tell me over at the chat, and and we can play together. Yeah, I want to get to the boss, but I'm already performing well. This trick is not a matter of getting killed. It's a matter of maybe the dungeon is locked, but it's not even that. It's not even that because I could enter the dungeon. Should be enough for you to level 35. Yeah, we can. Yeah, let's try this trick if you don't mind. Leveling is hard. Yeah. I still don't have the pet to increase the experience proportion. You have to kill over and over and over. Yeah, but I don't get why they would lock you out. The player be locked out of the quest. Like they assume you won't be able to even touch the boss. I don't know. But yeah, pretty much that. I've been leveling a bit. I was at 31 even. But yeah, I don't find the main quest. It just does not appear. That's the thing. Maybe in the zone that I was showing, uh, I think you require a higher level. Yeah, the worst part is that I could enter the dungeon. They assume you do the orange quests as well, so you get more XP from them. No, but districts said that it doesn't give you that much, and I verified it. They don't give you that much experience. Like in all MMORPG, to do a certain area, you need a certain level. Not in Star Wars: The Republic, the level scales. It has an automatic scale system. They developed that. No, but you can get the quest district. That's the thing. In all MMORPGs, you can get the quest at least, so you are not disoriented. I'm coming in PvP gear. Don't worry, district. Don't worry. The thing is that here, that's one of the things I was criticizing district. That it's easy to get lost in this game with the main quest because, as you can see, I see this, I do this, I don't see, and I'm not being told why I cannot progress. Honestly, that's the thing. They should at least have a notice, a simple notice with the quest. You cannot accept this quest because your level is too low. Easy as that. It's not that tough. You do that, and the player at least is oriented more or less where to. What's the cause of the problem? Do you want me to go to King's Hill? I can go to King's Hill, so you don't waste your time coming from. Yeah, pretty much. I can go to King's Hill, or I was exploring the southern dungeon. Maybe you get the quest there. Like, anyways, the turning in the quests doesn't give you a lot of experience. Here, like, I'll show you. Like, I'm here. I've already cleared all of this. Maybe down there. Wait a second. Maybe down there. Maybe down there I see a stone. I mean, it's the only door I haven't gone to. Ah, I see the invite. Now I'll get it. I'll get it this week. I saw it. No, this is where I came from. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. I saw it this week. There I go. I invited. Yeah, I go. Now I'm going. I go. Now I see that the game crashes. Where is it? Where is it? Damn it. How do I send him again? Send him again, district. Send him again. When you transition areas, you there we go. Also, I also get extra 100-point group experience apparently with this. It should have worked. There you are, district. What's this thingy? What's in there? So just by doing this, I get extra experience. Hagaston Grobo, Ripping Bite, come to. Hagaston Grobo, Merciless. Okay, now I'll go. Let's go again there. Use a teleport stone. Yeah. I don't wait. I have one there. There I go. Kingsing. There we go. I should be there with you. Perfect. It was this one. Wait, what? Ah, there you are, district. It's just that it doesn't. Wait a second. There's a yellow one here. Ah, no. It's the same. Let's go district. Let's not waste more time. It's Hagaston Robo, Merciless, Painful Excruciating, Fatal, Infernal, Merciless, Merciless. Damn it, I can't. 39 minimum. I can do up to Infernal. Infernal. Yeah. Thank you, district. Always. You are extremely kind always to me. You're always the kindest. Thank you, district. Thank you. I hope the analysis are interesting for you as compensation in that sense. Ah, true. These are the ones that kill you in one. Oh, sorry. No worries. I stay here. Ah, there we go. It is there. It's the one that you are killing. Okay. Get the items on the ground after. We'll boost you. Okay. Alright, I'll follow you. I can see you as that blue dot. I can just follow behind over there, more or less. Perfect. Yeah, the experience system is a bit fucked up in that sense. Way too much. Like, you just... Items on the ground. I'm following you, huh? Shit. What's it? Ah, yeah, right. I'll drop... No, but my inventory is not full. There we go. I'll leave everything open. Ah, yeah, because it gives you a proportion of loot to your level district instead of mine. I see the difference. So that way I'll be able to... I should be able to get the pet quite close. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the fact that they limit you entering will boost you, yeah. The fact that you are limited to the main story quest by these is absolutely crazy, if you ask me. It's absolutely crazy. Because it's so easy to, for example, put a notice saying you don't have enough level to enter the dungeon. I don't know. You don't have enough level to enter the dungeon, or you don't have enough level to... The stupid flood ruby. I still have this shit here. Yes, use that one. More or less, you went this way. Perfect. So it's absolutely crazy. Kitchen key? What's this? Like, for example, in World of Warcraft, you can do some side quests, but it's not the proportion of experience that you see here, people. Like, this is... They expect you to do either all of the side quests or keep farming and farming. But they are rare. Which one's the... What do you mean district? They are red. The items that will boost you. They're red. They're red. Or like in World of Warcraft, are red quests if your level is too low. Yes, yes. Star Wars: The Republic was like that, but as well. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, but you can finish them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, they are red in World of Warcraft, and but you can finish them most of the time. For example, in Star Wars: The Republic, I remember the top level, just so you can see my main character, Razor, precisely, my main one. I remember that back in the day when they used that system before level scaling, the system of World of Warcraft, it was in red. Not in Yeah, it was in red. It was in red, not even orange. It was in red. Most of my attacks would miss. They would miss, but I could finish the main story boss at um, at 43, the bare basic minimum. I could finish it, and the recommended level was 50, kind of like the max level of expansion. And I could somehow finish it. I wasn't stopped from trying. That's what I say. You you weren't stopped from trying in that sense. Like, if you want to be, if I want to be a reckless idiot, for example, let's say, I was commenting it before District, that if you want to be a reckless idiot, well, at the end of the day, you can try. If you get killed, well, your responsibility, but you can try. Here, you are kind of like locked out, like I didn't have access to the main quest. We need to do one more time. So you can bet 35 and a half. Sure. Let me finish looting the zone more or less, because you killed, I think, a boss or something like that. Yes, because then I want to get the. It doesn't tell you what coins you get though. Huh? I'm having difficulty selling the coins. First, go and sell items in city for the gold too. Okay. Have to go, Phantom. Thank you for the. Have a good night. Thank you, Phantom, for visiting me. You were here like the whole 3 hours. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Besides, I know it's an extra effort. They are from Greece with the time zone difference. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope the analysis and the stream are a company to you over there at your job, and they somehow help, even for a second. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. See you around. Okay, people. I'm going this street. I don't want to make you waste time in that sense. Let me go back to town, sell the stuff unless I miss the boss somehow, more or less. No, I think I'm okay. Let's go back to town. Also, I have this time of solidarity thing, which is helping. Infernal gear will sell for lost gold. Of course, bro, I expect to see you in Mykonos. I cannot promise that one. I can promise you a lot of things. But well, glad that it's that is entertaining. That at least is entertaining. I know that night shifts can be boring. Lead me to the item shop district if you'd like. If you can. Let me over there. Any item shop can be artifact and miscellaneous. Could be any. Yeah. Huh. Let me sell. Sell anyways. I don't have the level for a lot of them. Sell. All right, now it's increasing. The essences, I will keep them just in case. This one? 41. Oof. Yeah, this one is good, huh? Though I don't know if I should sell it. This one is good. I'll switch it. There we go. There we go. Main hand. I already have one that is augmented. Those ones will keep the essences. What's good? Use it. What is not good? Sell it. Yeah. Perfect. So now this one I have to identify. One sec, huh? Ah, this one is better. Read. Ah, by the way, District, I followed your You're advised by the end of the previous stream, and I could do tome and stuff, and I mentioned it by the end of the previous stream. It was, I felt quite it. Is it better? Yeah. Is it better one hand Palace of Hand? Yeah, I could feel the difference in damage. I was going to comment it to you. Like, you can definitely feel the difference. Smile. Yeah, one can feel the difference in damage. That was the main problem I had. It's confusing because they don't say, actually, because it says 20 damage and 9, and that would be 29 at the end of the day. And this one is 45, but there's clearly something that is quite different between them. Another thing, do you know how to extract gems from an object so I can apply them to others? Yes. Yeah, I've been wondering that since I started. Pretty much. Come to me. Like extracting them and then reapplying them. Let me see where you are on the map. So many people here. I don't see your dot. Where are you? I don't see your dot on the map. Ah, there maybe? No. What's your blue dot on the map? There you are. It just... There you are. This one? The one with the gems? Work on gems and items? Drag and drop items can be placed to the Girl Garnet. Okay. Works on gem and drag and drop items that can be placed in slots from your inventory to this field. I reserved this one specifically for the test. Like that. Ah, it's 3 silver. I presume it's this. Should this socket really be opened? Yes, that's what I want. And I take it. Ah, perfect. Nice. And this one should now be empty. What the fuck is white? What the fuck? Easy. Look at this trick. the spot turned white. It turned into a white empty shell. Shit. Damn it. Nice. It's just a bug. Ignore it. Okay. Then it should be empty now. Normally. This one? It is empty. Perfect. Thank you, this trick. That's something that I've been looking for. I've been unable to understand for quite some time since I started. So I cannot sell here. Let me sell the other ones and let's get back into that so I don't make you waste time. In that sense, I can finally sell this one and this one. This one contains gems. Yeah, but they weren't that important. Sell block gems to block gems. I don't block as MH, right? Regardless of the item that I use, because there was I think an orb. The green gems are only for PvP. Perfect. This one, block value. Okay. Armor 2. Armor doesn't work. I'm not increasing my armor. Here, I spent some on armor. Okay. So armor also doesn't work. Okay. This one is level 86. I don't think I'm ever... I see you have 1 armor gem. You can sell it. That one, right? This one. This doesn't work for gameplay. For only for PvP. It also doesn't say it. God damn it. It's this one. I bet it's this one. Cyanide. Yep. Damn. So I'm not increasing my armor. Ah, that explains a lot of things. This one is level 86. So I'm not using it for quite a while. I am at 34 people, so there we go. It will be much better there. That is for PvP also. It's a block item. So you don't block in PvE gameplay, let's say. Player versus environment gameplay. You don't block it at all. You don't block at all. Like attacks. At all. You don't block them. This one is also for PvP. Disabled during PvP. No, this one is correct. Let me leave those essences here. The essences, I'll keep them. Alright, let's do it again. I'm almost empty. There. There we go. I'm going, huh? I'm going. I see. So you don't block. You are. You are, but people just using armor and health for runes and jewels is better. Okay. But I am blocking. They are serving a purpose somehow. Let me see if I can. Mercedes? No, still not serving. Let's go. But it is. Okay. You are blocking. Okay. Cool. Yeah, but it's very useless in PvE. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning precisely previously, which I called, well, I did a long dissection. The paradigm of min-maxing as in the framework of the stat system. Games in which, if you play Diablo 3 and Diablo Immortal, you told me, so you can see games in which you just can buff, you can just increase one stat. Yeah, well, games in which you can increase only one stat, I think it's a huge defect reviewers don't pay attention to, and you don't have to care about defense. You can just min max your stats. You can just increase your base attack damage, or maybe critical damage or whatever, and yep, like Diablo 3. Have you noticed that in Diablo 3 when you played it? Ah, yeah, right. This one's hard. Will kill me in one blow. In Diablo 3, you just increase your base attack damage, and I bet it happened to you when you put. Let's see if I can. They are taking some damage, I guess. You just increase your base attack damage. Thank you. Your base attack damage, and that's enough to finish most of the content of the game. In Diablo 3, in Diablo Immortal is like that, generally, and you don't pay attention to defense, and I think it's a huge defect, because let let's think about it, kind of like overall, you are effectively eliminating as game developer 50% of the gameplay mechanics, 50% of the gameplay mechanics at the end of the day, because you are just using. Very true. Yeah, I mentioned it when I analyzed Sacred 2. In Diablo 3, I bet you've noticed this. You can just increase your base attack damage and increase and min-max, as it is usually said. You just increase one stat, and you don't have to invest points on health, elemental resistances, I don't know, armor, whatever, block value, whatever. Any defensive value that you could think about. And that's, as I've said, the flaw of the paradigm of stat system. I think isometric action RPG games should be able to break through the min-maxing as a paradigm of stat system. Today you can watch the entire stream in case you couldn't watch it or whatever. I spoke about this topic in depth. That game isometric action RPG games, Diablo clones, should always have a fail-safe, kind of like a final element to compensate for that, for excessively using to break through the paradigm of maxing as part of the stat system, because otherwise you are effectively, as I said, eliminating 50% of the gameplay mechanics. When was the last time, I always pose this question to Diablo 3 players, when was the last time you had to care, or any isometric action RPG in general, but Diablo 3 is so exaggerated that it's okay. When was the last time you had to care about defense in Diablo 3? To spend points on any item that would increase your health, I don't know, defense chance, block value, elemental resistances, anything, you name it, anything that is defensive. When was the last time? Never. You just increase your base attack value and you one-shot stuff, basically. I think one of the huge defects of isometric action RPG games is that in a lot of cases they don't care. They don't break through that paradigm of the stat system, incorporating an element that forces the player to work on his defense. At least partially, if it's a DPS class. But work on his defense. Work on his defense a bit. Sacred 2 had an amazing solution for this. Bosses would one-shot. There I see the bosses at the entrance. I'll go there. I'm going there. I know where the boss is now. And basically the idea is that there should always be at least one element that forces the player to work on his defense. I don't know if in Drakensang Online district you can just min max and blast through all of the content, but that's what I will analyze for sure. If there is a fail safe, for example, Phantom was mentioning to me that there's an armor set near me or something like that. I have to open this. Ah, okay, I get it. I had to open that. And this? And like this you exit the dungeon probably or something like that. This one 27 20. I'll destroy this one to loot those ones. Check now if you see the quest. If not, we do one more. Okay. Let me whatever. Let me one that is not that expensive. Simple diamond this one. Sorry, this there we go. There we go. Let me go. Let me try. If it appears, it should be at the. Yeah. Well, anyways, sadly I had to go. I'll leave it ready for next time, huh? So I finish the quest line there and I can do the boss. Sorry that I cannot do the boss fight today. I think you can claim premium. Claim premium. Claim premium. No, it's just this thing. Let me try first. Where's the stone? Here. Let me try it, huh? Be right back. There. It was here. I bet it continued here. Let's see. Yes. It has to be this one. Yes. They give premium free like 3 days or deluxe at a certain level. Over at the shop or something. Okay, it appeared. For over 3,000 years, the soul of the High Priest Sigrismar Frostclaw has remained shackled. For if he were here to be set free, our end would soon follow. Find the Book of Questions and recite the question to the shackled lives. That's the solution. Yeah, this one is. Nice to see it. Yeah, it appears. So you're capped by level. Okay. Then I will stop skipping quests in general. I'll need to farm it. I'll need to farm a bit in between the story quest. I see. Damn it, it's quite strict, huh? It's quite strict in that sense. Well, of course, thank you, District. Thank you. At the bottom of my heart, it's making the progress, because otherwise I would have to go and the gear will help you a lot. The infernal gear. This? I cannot equip it. Level 87. Except this one, 55. This one, yes. That is quite OP. Yeah, some items require a bit of higher level. Okay. Yeah, no, but 87 is way too much. I will have to sell it. Ah, I also got this one, the Adventurer's Chest. Received. Blue Armored Warhorse, 7 days, received. What the fuck? You got a mount. 7 days. Only, let me see. Flying Energies, I think he told me, was in collections. PP statistics. No, where were the mounts? They were somewhere over here. He told me, yeah. Check stash too. I don't have. This one is 55. Yes. No, the mounts were in. Where were they? Flying Energies told me. Damn it. Flying Energies told me. The mounts. Darn it. There. Daily. Let's go first. And mounts. Here. This is where he told me. Where are the collections? The ones that you have. Press W at mount. No, but I changed the shortcuts. I use those for my abilities. Damn. Uh, no, but they were over here. You could get them through here. I remember you could get them through here to the mounts. Damn it. Skill talents. You've unlocked your first skill talent. No, wait. We'll take care of all of that next time. No worries. No. Where is it? Where is the mount? It has to be through here. It's one of the top icons. It's one of the icons at the top. Yeah. It was here. Collector's bag. This one. Collector's bag. Here. Dapple gray. Okay. Now. Horses. I have to unlock it. Ah, but my inventory is full. Hang on a second. Yeah, Flying Energy told me this. Yes, he told me this. Hang on a second. I have to sell the stuff. The mount should appear as an icon if I got it. There it appeared. One sec, people. It will appear. 87. Red essence. Keep that for the boss. Got it. It's more powerful than purple, I presume. That it has been the top I've seen. 300, yeah. Pink essence is too rare. 1 second. But I think they will only give me the mount for some days. That's crazy. Duration 6 days. This has to be a joke. Use is not depleted when used. I can only use it for 6-7 days. Could be. Then he disappears. I'll add it to mounts. Let's see. This has to. I don't know if it happens. What's the point of this shit? Like, what do I? Wait. Where's the collector's bag? Can I add it? Let me try. Let me try it. No, only amount for 7 days. I have no idea. Only developers know what is the point of giving a 7 days mount. Wow, is it the first time you see this district? Has it happened to you? What is this shit? What's the point of this shit? Is this the same as the one I'm using? It's so you go and say, oh, I liked it. I feel emotionally attached. Yeah, I haven't made a new character in it. This is so you say, oh, now I'm emotionally attached to this little horse. I'm going to immediately go spend $30 and buy it over at the shop. I feel so bad. Now I need to buy horse. What would be? Is this one? Blue armored war horse. Shop. Let's see. Loading data. Let me see. Mounts. Oh, right now I'm going to spend. Here it is. 4,000 undermanned in-game real currency. True. 4,000 on the blue armored warhorse instead of saving to expand my inventory, which is the normal. Not worth. No, definitely not. Because it's not that this can take more damage at all. Oh well, or there's any difference. Oh yeah, by the way. Okay, we'll leave it here, people. Thank you, District. Sorry that I don't get to the boss. Anyways, we still have some more to kill, but well, today I started later. We'll compensate on Thursday. Next month we have anniversary, and they giving slot inventory and stash slots. So don't spend anything. You sure they will appear out of nowhere. It will I'll spend. Where was it? Ambra told me that the inventory was where general here, and it was more or less over here. I remember inventory slot. This one. He told me this one was the best deal. No, you do events and you unlock them. Okay, district. If you say so, I was saving for this one that you see here. So if you say there's an anniversary, I'll save for that one. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Perfect. Okay. Yep. Then you tell me, yeah. You tell me. Then otherwise I will just stack on Undermanned and if it eventually coming up. Yep. Okay. Thumbs up. Perfect. 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 Then you tell me, yeah. Just you tell me and I do it. Otherwise I'll wait for it to accumulate to 10k. But if you say so, here. Look at this. Faster movement speed. Duration 6. Let me try the other one. Six. What was the movement speed? 6. The same. Not even faster. Alright. Not even faster. Interesting. By the way, leave party. You left the party previously. Yeah, no problem. You left the party previously. Yeah, no problem. So people can't request to join your party. Yeah, I had a request from Hercule22 or something like that. I already had a guild invite and someone requesting to invite. Yeah. Some people spamming the request. Okay, leave party, you mean you can leave the request party system or something? So they cannot ask for it? Like that? No, it was just one person. No worries. Then we can figure that out. Okay, it's a group icon at the top. What the fuck? Player search, friends. This one is one of the followers that helped me at the beginning. How do I add you this straight? How do I add you? Like guild group here, eraser. Group settings. It's a group icon at the top. Group. There. The red icon door. Leave group. What group? Yes, I see them. Dan. Yes, the person you saw. Yeah, it's a follower of the channel. No, don't worry. That in the first stream, he helped me with the boss. I think. Yeah, that we grouped and that was it. It was Iteki. It was Iteki. Yeah. Iteki who is a Kermesh. Yeah, he's a follower of the channel. Yeah, he helped me in the first stream, and the group remained open. It remained there for 6 weeks so far. For 6 weeks, 7 weeks so far. I was in an empty group. I see. I was in an empty group. What's the shit? There we go. I was in an empty. Oof, it's getting laggy there. Okay, thank you, District, for your help. Thanks for anything. Okay, you tell me with the event because I was saving for the inventory expansion slot. I think I have enough for the pet that increases experience. I think it was 12k. So thank you always District for your help. Good night. See you in the next stream. I will stream Drakensang on Thursday probably because today I started late. But well, I made it to 4 hours. It's quite late for me. Well, I'll see. Maybe I stream Drakensang because I didn't do the boss today. Alright, District, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Serpent, yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks, of course, Phantom, for being the first 3 hours of the stream, to Patrick, to Flying Energies, to Ambra, to anyone who might have visited and watched the stream even for a second. I'm always glad that even for a second my stream entertains you and enriches your lives. It's the greatest pleasure I can have. So people, my pleasure to you all on Thursday. Bye bye. We'll compensate the time. Bye bye.